Good evening, everyone. I'll call to order the regular meeting of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, October 10th, 2024. I'd like to invite Jeff Baden, senior pastor from Hamilton Life Church. If he'll come forward, provide our invocation, and lead us in our pledge, if everyone will stand.
Thank you. Let's pray. Lord, we thank you for this evening. God, we thank you for every day that you give us, Lord, the privilege of this day. And Father, I just pray that your joy would be our strength. Lord, I pray over this particular city council meeting, Lord. I pray over our mayor. I pray over each of the different city officials represented here in this room, Lord, and over our first responders, God, as they get awards and recognitions and things tonight. God, I pray that your blessing will be upon each one of them. And Lord, your blessing ultimately comes from just a fear and reverence of you. Lord, I pray as decisions are made, things are discussed, things are talked about, and things are decided upon, that God, you would guide our every step. Lord, I also thank you for the city of East Ridge. I thank you for the support that's been given to the hurricane victims, Lord. We just think of them tonight too. Lord, I pray that your comfort and your peace and it would just be with each person that's been affected. Lord, I thank you for East Ridge and just the support from the community that's been given. Pray your blessing upon all of that. Lord, that those that are hurting and in need, God, that their needs would be filled and fulfilled, Lord. We love you. We honor you. I pray this in the name of your Son, Jesus. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Mayor Williams.
Here.
Vice Mayor Haynes. Here. Councilmember Cagle.
Here.
Councilmember Tyler.
Here.
Councilmember Witt. Here. City Manager Miller.
Here.
City Attorney Litchford.
Here. All right. We have a few special presentations and a proclamation we want to present. So I'm going to ask council if you'll come down. I'm going to ask Mrs. Caroline Burris if she'll come forward. She's the CEO of Park Ridge East Hospital. And then we'll have a life-saving award right after that. So we had a special event that occurred last week, Thursday. Park Ridge East, the hospital, had turned 100 years. No, 50 years, I'm sorry. 50 years. We were expecting 100 years.
Yes.
So they had a special event over there, and on behalf of the city council, we put together a proclamation to celebrate and recognize this great occasion and anniversary. Park Ridge East Hospital has been vital to our community, our city and our community, for the services you provide. Recently expanded by adding the emergency facility over on Camp Jordan Parkway. So it's been great. We love partnering with you. We're looking for great things to come, but I'll read the proclamation that we presented to them. I asked Caroline to come tonight to also let us present this in public, and then if you want to say anything, you're more than welcome to. But this is a proclamation for the 50th anniversary of Park Ridge East Hospital. Whereas in June 1974, after years of planning by a group of 10 business persons led by East Ridge City Manager Gene Drakeford and Dr. William Rowe, a noted surgeon, East Ridge Hospital opened its doors immediately, keep rubbing into that, meeting the medical needs of the East Ridge community and their surrounding areas. Whereas in 1993, East Ridge Hospital became part of Park Ridge family of hospitals and is known today as Park Ridge East Hospital. Whereas not long after the grand opening, the hospital opened its neo-intensive care unit, which later expanded to a level 3 NICU. Whereas along with the first class NICU, Park Ridge East offers advanced surgical services in robotics, orthopedics, and complex gynecological procedures, and whereas the emergency room at East Ridge is a primary stroke center and chest pain center and is the busiest emergency room in Park Ridge Health System, whereas Park Ridge East Hospital has the largest number of employees of any business in the city of East Ridge. Whereas for the last 50 years, Park Ridge Hospital has offered outstanding service to the city of East Ridge and surrounding areas, exceeding the greatest expectations for its founders and being a source of great pride for our community. Therefore, I, Brian Williams, Mayor of the city of East Ridge, proclamize the Thursday, October the 3rd as the 2024 as Park Ridge East Hospital Day. So, thank you for
Thank
your
you.
service to our community.
Thank you very much. Thank you for taking the time to present this to me tonight. And I just want to say thank you to everyone. It is our duty and our honor to serve this wonderful community, and we really don't take that lightly. So thank you very much for supporting the hospital, for trusting us with your care, and allowing us to provide world-class care right here in your backyard. Thank you so much.
And you're continually expanding.
Yes.
You've had multiple expansions. One's going on now.
Yes.
Here in our city, but also they're doing some major expansions also downtown.
Yes, yes, we have a lot of expansion going on. You probably have seen in our parking lot, we're expanding our women's unit. And like you said, Camp Jordan is about to celebrate their 1-year anniversary, so they're over on Camp Jordan Parkway. We've got some expansion that's planned for our Park Ridge main campus downtown, and they'll basically be under construction for the next 2 years. And then we'll have some continued expansion. I don't want to give it away, but we have some more to come for Park Ridge East in the next 12 months. So lots of wonderful things going on. We, as much as we are investing in our community, our company's investing in the hospital to continue to better serve the community. So I'm very proud to do that, and just really appreciate the opportunity we have to be here.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. Thank you all. Are we doing a picture?
He wants to be thinner.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
A punch card? Like the 10
Not a good
ones
thing,
for
you
you?
have a freaking flyer to the hospital.
Has 2 kids.
All right, so the next thing I'll ask Chief to come forward. They're going to be presenting some life-saving awards.
Mayor and Council, on September the 30th of 2023, East Ridge Fire, East Ridge Police, Hamilton County Municipal Dispatch, the 13th Town Ridgeville Circle, on the CPR progress. All units arrived on scene, found a male lying on the ground in the backyard. The patient's wife had begun CPR. Our crews, police took over. Hamilton County units arrived. The patient was shot twice on the scene by fire department personnel. Patient survived, okay? And I know that this happened back on the 30th of 2023, but it was a long recovery time there for this patient. Typically, when we leave a patient like that, the hospital, we don't know about this patient actually came by the hospital, or come by the fire station, started making contacts with different members of the crews that were involved, with the police department, Hamilton County Police. Today, I would like to recognize Battalion Chief Eric Bowen. Eric, will you come down? Captain Thomas Fetch. Engineer Brian Backus. Officer Tony Harrison. Paramedic Mason Tony. And Officer Kevin Goddard. Officer Goddard could not be here this evening. I where it all started, ladies and gentlemen. This is the survivor.
My heart wouldn't function. They made it function. They functioned it for me. So. It's hard to meet people that they saved my life. I think that was, just the police department, this fire department, was EMS. They're the greatest. Same with our life, for example. They, like that.
I'd like to do this. I'd like to keep you up here, but I'm gonna hand out these lots of them.
Well, it's just hard to meet people.
Early CPR is what saves people's lives, and that's why I start CPR. It's
Would you like to get right here in the middle of us?
because of the 911 operator, because I had no idea.
Watch one more. We need one more.
Hug each other again.
Back in, guys. Hey,
Y'all will be in one more.
Brian, you want another picture?
One more picture needed.
Appreciate it. I can sleep at night because of y'all. Yep.
Yeah, it is cool. Oh, shoot.
Got some. I know.
All right, the next item on the agenda is Employee Milestone Awards for September. We have one employee, Chris Gilbert. We want to congratulate him and thank him for 5 years of service. As I say always, it is our employees that make this city, as you can tell from the first responders at what they've performed. But it takes everyone to run the city, so we greatly appreciate our employees and congratulate Chris on 5 years. The next item is the approval of the minutes for September 26, 2024. So I assume everyone's had an opportunity to review the minutes, and I'll entertain a motion.
Second.
A motion to approve by Vice Mayor Haynes and a second by Councilmember Whitt. Do we have any discussion or corrections? Seeing none, roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes. Yes. Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. We have the minutes approved. The next item on the agenda is communications from citizens. This is an opportunity for a citizen to come forward and address the council with any questions, concerns, or accolades. Don't think anyone signed in, but if there's anyone in the audience, now is your opportunity to come forward. You'll have 5 minutes. I see no one. I'll move on to the next item, communications from council members. I'll start on this side. Councilmember Tyler.
Nothing at this time, Mayor.
Councilmember Witt.
I just want to say that the River Rescue Saturday was a success. We want to thank the East Ridge ROTC for showing up, and we have some other supporters that come in. But we had 61 people that showed up, so that was really good.
Awesome. Vice Mayor Haynes. Councilmember Cagle.
Yes, sir. I'd just like to let everyone know that don't know, but the city of East Ridge lost a legend, an icon today, Mr. Doug Rosser. So he has gone home to be with the Lord. So he is through that sickness he had. He has no more pain. Amen.
Amen. All right. So I have a few things. We had our East Ridge Fall Festival. It was a success. It was abbreviated and adjusted to accommodate the uncooperative weather event, but it went through, and we had a great time, and we appreciate all the help and effort that the city and our sponsors, vendors, and everyone that participated. So thank you for that. Also, I'd like to recognize the city of East Ridge. They worked tirelessly to provide relief for the citizens of East Tennessee that was involved in the storms from the hurricane that resulted in a lot of flooding. We saw community members, business neighbors, and our city staff come together for the past week to help the neighbors in Northeast Tennessee. The outpouring of support, donations, and volunteers is nothing short of amazing. We want to thank the volunteers. I'd like to thank the employees, which was very dedicated and a lot of work, and the city of Collegedale to help make this happen. East Ridge delivered 10 trucks, 2 trailers, and a van packed full of items. from the community that had donated for aid. We couldn't have done it without everyone, and we have an amazing place to call our home. So thanks to everyone for that. With that being said, we keep our thoughts and prayers with the Florida, who had just had another hurricane that come through there, Hurricane Milton. So keep them in your thoughts and your prayers. Upcoming things, we have the drive-through trick-or-treat Tuesday the 29th from 3 to 5:30 at the library. Dress up in your costume and come by the library to see what's going on in the library, and they'll be passing out candies. The library is taking candy donations up until Monday, October the 28th at 2 p.m. Then Friday, October the 25th from 6 to 8, we're having the Halloween bash over at the community center, the Crafty Cauldron. Come join them for a family night of spooky fun, wear your costume, and dance the fright away. And they'll also be making some beautiful crafts. Then we want to also remind everyone of the Eastridge Christmas Parade. It's going to be November the 23rd, which kicks off the Christmas season, which is an amazing parade. It's getting larger every year. It's going to start at 6:30, but I think I got this right. The lineup is going to start at 3:30. Is it a little bit earlier? 3:45. Just because of the volume. And then the community Thanksgiving meal will be November the 26th. They'll start serving at 4:30, and the last meal will be served at 7:30. Shanahan, anything that I've missed? Come forward and add to.
It's not a city event technically, but we just had Hope House out of Ringgold rent the arena out for October 27th on a Sunday from 4 to 7, and they're doing a Halloween event free for the community. They'll do 10,000 free full-size candy bars. They'll have a petting zoo, cotton candy, everything. So that will be at our arena on October 27th from 4 to 7. And I'll send everybody on council their new updated flyer because it only said Camp Jordan. It didn't say the arena.
Okay,
So.
and we'll get that out on social media?
Yes. Mhm.
Awesome.
Yes, sir. We just got there about an hour ago. I got his updated stuff.
Hot off the press.
Yep.
Thank you. Then I want to mention that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I'm wearing my pink. So it's time to reflect on the breast cancer research, prevention, and treatment. According to the National Cancer Institute, there's approximately over 300,000 women in the United States diagnosed with breast cancer in 2024. Furthermore, there's about 42,000 that die from that disease. Men can get breast cancer as well, and there's estimated close to 3,000 men expected to be diagnosed with breast cancer, and approximately 530 will die. So we urge everyone to get involved in fundraising, volunteering, donating, and more importantly, educate yourself on screening for early prevention, diagnosis, and treatment, which significantly increase survival rates. So whole month of October, let's keep that in the forefront of everyone's minds, thoughts, and activities. That is all that I have, so I will now pass it over to City Manager.
Thank you, Mayor. One event that we do have coming up on Monday, October 21st, National Night Out.
I forgot that.
That's okay.
Got me
I
covered.
got your back.
And I knew that, and I didn't put it down.
Yeah, it's going
Thank
to
you.
be held behind City Hall, 5:30 to 8:30? 5:30 to 8. Okay, so please come out for free hot dogs and hamburgers and network with our police department. Second item I wanted to mention, last month we issued awarded the bid to Pillar Construction for the multipurpose pavilion, 12,000 square foot facility to be built, constructed behind City Hall in the community center. We are working the finishing touches on the contractual agreement. The contractor's getting his performance and payment bonds in order and certificate of insurances. After all that's taken care of, we hope in the next week or so we can have a pre-construction meeting and set forth a schedule to get this project turning dirt. So that coming, I'll have a lot more to say on that one in 2 weeks at our October 10th or 24th meeting. North Mac Smith Road update, just give you a briefing on that one. Chattanooga Gas is just about completed. They're tying in the last two services to Cracker Barrel and the old former BB&T Bank. EPB is removing the existing poles that are remaining. EPB fiber have installed a new fiber line on the new poles that have been installed on both the west side and then transition over to the east side. Comcast and AT&T are dragging, unfortunately. Comcast has stated they're awaiting funds and the workers to be released from the storm damage. Apparently, Comcast and AT&T took a hightail down to Florida East Tennessee in regard to the loss of services in the Tennessee, from the cities and the counties in East Tennessee. And I'm sure with the amount of destruction that occurred down in Florida and knowing the mutual aid, we're going to see a lot of our utilities heading down there to assist in providing the needed services. Matter of fact, last night, coming out of Waffle House, I noticed a bunch of trucks and vehicles from Duke Power over there at the old Portofino's. They were all stationed there. I guess they were eating in one of the restaurants there, but it was nice to see that they're probably heading down to Florida to assist in getting their power needs taken care of. That's all I have.
Thank you, sir. All right, we'll move to the next item, which is old business, ordinance number 1205.
An ordinance of the East Ridge City Council to amend ordinance 1028, which amended the East Ridge zoning ordinance 481 by adding an additional section thereto, being section 111 of Article 6, supplemental regulations and exceptions in the East Ridge zoning ordinance, and amending the number of days for compliance with this ordinance.
This will be the first reading. Mr. Howell.
Yeah, good evening, Mayor and Council. So the East Ridge Planning Commission reviewed the proposed changes requested by City Council during the September 2nd, 2024 meeting. The Planning Commission unanimously approved the approved changes set forth. And if you remember, those were the 90 days from the 60 days compliance for the light standards and the storefront regulations.
Thank you, sir. All right, council, I'll entertain a motion for ordinance number 1205.
I make a motion to approve ordinance number 1205.
Second.
Have a motion to approve by Councilmember Witt and a second by Councilmember Tyler. Do we have any discussion? I see none. Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes. Councilmember Cagle.
No.
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt. Mayor Williams.
Yes. Ordinance number 1205 approved, first reading. We'll move to new business. Item A is a public hearing for ordinance number 1210.
This is an ordinance of the East Ridge City Council to amend the zoning regulations and the zoning map of the city of East Ridge, Tennessee, so as to rezone the property located at 4012 Bennett Road, tax map number 168L-L-009, from R1 Residential District to C5 Neighborhood Commercial District.
Thank you, sir. I will open up this public hearing. Mr. Child, do you want to give us a briefing on this, and then we'll see if the applicant wants to come forward, or then we'll take citizen.
Yes, Mayor. On this one, City Council, Missouri City is seeking approval to rezone the property located at 4012 Bennett Road from R1 Single Family District to the C5 Neighborhood Commercial District to utilize the existing family dwelling for office space for the Needy Child Fund. Currently, the R1 zoning district does not allow for this type of use. However, the C5 Neighborhood District does allow for office use. Neighboring parcels in the vicinity consist of a mixture of zonings, M2, M3, C5, C2, and O1. The C5 neighborhood district intent is to promote, protect, and sustain the vitality of neighborhood, thusly allowing small commercial developments that is compatible and complementary to the residential properties within the immediate vicinity. The East Ridge Planning Commission did approve this with the two conditions placed on it. Permitted use of the structure is limited to office space only, and being that the property is existing, that couldn't meet the landscape requirements set forth, so a 6-foot-high privacy fence must be installed on the site adjacent to the residential property to the west.
Thank you, sir. Is there anyone here for the applicant who'd like to come forward and provide any input? Okay. It's up to you. If you want to come forward and give us your name and address, I think Mr. Howell explained it, but you're more than welcome to add any additional flavor and content to it.
I was to say, I'm on the Needy Child Fund Board, and we also own a house on that street.
Can you give us your name and your address, please, for the
I'm
record?
Kathy Patterson, and I live at 402, no, I live at 3711 Olmsted Drive. Olmsted, O-L-M-S.
Okay, I'm sorry, we just needed that for the record. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I'm on the board, but we also own a house across the street, and but also as the board, we had to find a place to go since we were in the school, and we got removed from the school. So we've been temporarily housed by Frawley Baptist Church, which has been great by us, but they also need their space back, so worked hard to raise money to do this.
Thank you. All right, is there anyone in the audience who'd like to come forward in favor or opposition? Now's your opportunity to come and address council. I see no one. I will close this public hearing and we'll move actually into the ordinance.
An ordinance of the East Ridge City Council to amend the zoning regulations and the zoning map of the city of East Ridge, Tennessee, so as to rezone the property located at 4012 Bennett Road, tax map number 168L-L-009 from R1 Residential District to C5 Neighborhood Commercial District.
Thank you, sir. This will be the first reading. Council, I'll entertain a motion for ordinance number 1210.
Second.
Have a motion to approve by Vice Mayor Haynes and a second by Councilmember Whitt. Do we have any discussion?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can I ask this young lady a question?
Go right ahead.
Okay. Are you all planning on storing anything in there and maybe using this for a warehouse?
If you don't mind, ma'am, can you come up so we can hear you on through the microphone? Thank you.
As of this time, right now, we'll just use it as office space. We do have some toys stored there, so, because we get stuff all year long.
Okay, well, that was the reason why I was asking. So, by them going to use it for warehouse storage also, and what we're voting on tonight is just for office space only, could we add warehouse space to this as one of the restrictions, to allow them to use it for warehouse space?
It can be used as
We
accessory
did,
to the permitted use.
That's right, Councilman. In our zoning, I looked at, it's already got an accessory component to it under the ordinance. So the office allowance, it's restricted to office use only. That does include accessory that complement the business there. And so actually, if you put it as warehouse, that might expand it to larger things unintended. With the office, it allows them to put the toys as a complementary use to their business, which would then keep it more in harmony with the surrounding area.
I was just wondering, because actually what we're voting on here is for office space only. But then you're saying the C5 allows the warehouse space.
That's correct. There's another
Okay.
section under C5 that says for any of the permitted uses, which in this case is office, it does permit accessory type complementary uses, and in this case, it would be the storage of the toys, and which is exactly what I think they're going for. My fear is if you did the warehouse, that might open it up to somebody that later came in and tried to expand the term warehouse for things that were not intended when there's an office use is expected. So that's a long way of saying they can do the storage of toys and items under this amendment, under this ordinance as it's presented. I think it would be one more restrictive in the future in the event somebody other than Needy Child came in and was trying to use it for more of a traditional warehouse that might not be in harmony with the rest of the neighborhood.
Yeah, and I don't want to speak for them, but I would assume that it's temporary storage because they're going to then donate that out every year, so it's not like it's long-term warehouse storage. So more of the reason for this zoning, I believe. But
Yeah, my understanding is, yes, once they collect the toys, then they're distributed to the families that,
Right.
that need them. But yes, to,
Right, and this is when I talked to City Manager Miller as well. I think the concern, even from staff, was trying to make sure this wasn't became a dedicated warehouse. Not for needy child, but for somebody that may come in 10 years or something that just used it as warehouse. The idea being that if it's a warehouse without the office, historically that could attract more just clutter versus if it's an active office with the accessory allowance, in this case the storage of toys, that it's more active day-to-day personnel's there to make sure that it's a cleaner area and property.
Any other questions, sir? Anyone else? All right, we have a motion, we have a second. Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes.
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes, ordinance number 1210, approved first reading. We'll move to item C, it's public hearing for resolution number 3600.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council approving a request to open a child care facility at 4306 South Terrace, tax map number 1570-L-001, located within R1 Residential District as an extension of an existing child care facility previously approved by the City Council, located at 4308 South Terrace, in accordance with City Code Article 5, Section 201, titled Uses Permitted on Review.
Thank you, sir. I will open up this public hearing for this resolution. Mr. Howell, you'll brief us?
yes, Mayor and Council. So on March the 9th, 2023, City Council did approve the use on review for Champion Learning Center to operate at the 4308 South Terrace structure. Champion Learning Center has acquired the adjacent property at 4306 South Terrace and is seeking council approval to expand its child care facility to that structure. This would be by connecting both the structures with the breezeway. The owners then wishing to abandon the interior lot line to create one lot identified as 4308 South Terrace.
Thank you, sir. Do we have the applicant here? Would like to come forward and add any additional comments? Could you give us your name and address for the record, please?
Cody Etling, 1712 Violet Way, Dalton, Georgia. I work for Miller McCoy Inc. We're the civil engineers on the project. Mr. Howell was working with Spencer Lyman and Cynthia Evans, the owner and the contractor of the property. And he summarized it perfectly. They acquired the lot adjacent to it. They're going to connect the two buildings with the breezeway, and since that combines it into one building, they have to abandon the interior lot line. So that's why they're seeking the approval at the adjacent property.
Thank you, sir. All right, this is an opportunity for anyone in the audience, the public, to come forward and address the council or have questions concerning the use on review. See no one, I will close the public hearing and move into the actual resolution.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council approving a request to open a child care facility at 4306 South Terrace, tax map number 1570-L-001, located within an R1 residential district as an extension of an existing child care facility previously approved by City Council, located at 4308 South Terrace, in accordance with City Code Article 5, Section 201, titled Uses Permitted on Review.
Thank you, sir. Council, I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3600.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 3600.
Have a motion to approve by Councilmember Tyler and a second by Councilmember Whitt. Do we have any discussion? I see none. Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes. Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt. Mayor Williams.
Yes, resolution number 3600 approved. We'll move to item E, resolution number 3601.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council approving a nomination by Councilmember Cagle to fill an unexpired term on the East Ridge Housing Commission.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Cagle.
Yes, sir. My nomination is sitting out here in the audience, and his name is Mr., if I don't mess his last name up, Bob Robert Bylon. Did I pronounce that right? All right. So he will be my nomination for the Housing Commission.
Awesome. Okay, thank you. Council, I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3601.
So I make a motion to approve Councilman Cagle's nomination to the Housing Commission.
A second?
A motion by Councilmember Tyler and a second by Councilmember Witt. Do we have any discussion? I see none. Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes. Yes. Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. I'd like to thank Mr. Sherrill for his service and dedication, previously working on the Housing Commission, and I welcome and thank you for your service to fill the slot and continue this moving forward. Appreciate you, sir. All right, we will move to item F, resolution number 3601. 3602, my bad.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council approving a nomination by Mayor Williams to fill an unexpired term on the East Ridge Housing Commission.
Thank you. Yes, I would like to nominate Wayne Thompson for the vacant term. So I'll entertain a motion.
Second?
A motion to approve by Vice Mayor Haynes and a second by Councilmember Tyler. Do we have any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes. Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler. Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Again, I would like to thank Mrs. Lance for her service on the Housing Commission. And then also Mr. Thompson for his offering to serve on and keep the progress moving forward. So we thank both of them. I'll move to item G, resolution number 3603.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council to accept the fiscal year 2025 Tennessee Highway Safety Office High Visibility Grant.
Mr. McAllister.
Yes, Mayor and Council, City Administration is asking for approval for the FY25 Tennessee Highway Safety Office's High Visibility Grant in the amount of $9,995. If approved, this money will go towards East Ridge Police Department for costs associated with saturation and radar equipment. And if approved, again, this will operate on the federal fiscal year, so technically it already started October 1st. However, the contract has not been approved or signed by City Council, so it will go into effect starting tomorrow, if approved.
Thank you, sir. Council, I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3603.
I make a motion to approve resolution number 3603.
Second?
Have a motion to approve by Councilmember Witt and a second by Councilmember Tyler. Do we have any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes. Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes, resolution number 3603 approved. We'll move to item H, resolution number 3604.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council accepting the Bureau of Justice Assistance fiscal year 2024-25 Patrick Leahy Bulletproof Vest Partnership Grant.
Thank you, sir. Mr. McAllister.
So another grant, this one is actually on the fiscal year 2024, but like he said, it is with the Bureau of Justice. It's the Bulletproof Vest Grant Program. It's a reoccurring grant that we go after each year. This year it increased, and so we were awarded $22,144.14. However, the city will be required with a 50% match, so we typically purchase the vests anyhow, so I will just submit those invoices for reimbursement at 50%.
Thank you, sir. Anything addition? No, come forward.
As a rule, we purchase the body armor from the drug fund. So with this, we're effectively paying half price because the federal government picks up half the tab of however many we buy during the fiscal year.
Thank you, sir. All right, council, I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3604.
Make a motion to approve Resolution 3604.
Second.
Have a motion to approve by Councilmember Tyler and a second by Councilmember Whit. Do we have any discussion?
One question.
Yes, sir.
Are these going to be for the patrolmen or the SWAT team?
These are, they're not SWAT specific, they're for frontline officers.
Anything else? Seeing none, roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes. Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes, resolution number 3604 approved. We'll move to resolution number 3605.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council authorizing the acceptance of the fiscal year 25 Public Entity Partners Property Conservation Grant.
Thank you, sir. Mr. McAllister.
Last but not least, we're asking for the approval from the mayor and council for the Public Entity Partners Property Conservation Grant. This year, the city was awarded an application for $8,000, and this year, these funds will be utilized to purchase and install additional security surveillance at the East Ridge Community Center.
Thank you, sir. Council, I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3605.
Make a motion to approve Resolution 3605.
Second.
A motion to approve by Councilmember Tyler and a second by Councilmember Whit. Do we have any discussion? See none, roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes. Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Resolution number 3605 approved. We'll move to resolution number 3606.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council authorizing the city manager to approve the attached change order request number 1 from Musco Sports Lighting LLC in regard to lighting for the soccer fields as part of the Camp Jordan Lighting Enhancement Project.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Cos.
Yes, Mayor and Council. The Parks and Rec Department, along with the city manager, is requesting a change order in the amount of $13,170. This is for the pressure drilling that we had to do on 7, 8, 10, and 11. Massey was able to drill down for about 8 to 9 foot, but then we needed a pressure drill to go the rest of the way. On a side note, to kind of balance that out, Musco did absorb the new conduit and wire costs at the stadium that they did not calculate into the project for us. So at this time, again, we are asking council to approve $13,170. And again, this does come out of the bond. We have not exceeded our bond of 1.5 yet for the park.
Thank you, ma'am. Council will entertain a motion for resolution number 3606.
Make a motion to approve Resolution 3606.
Have a motion to approve by Councilmember Tyler and a second by Councilmember Whit. Do we have any discussion?
I have one question.
Yes, sir.
It says here that what we're voting on today is $13,170 for the drilling. Then right under it, it says adding transformer and concrete pad. Has that already been done, or is that coming in the future?
That was already approved.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure all total project costs were in front of you to
Okay.
see it.
Okay.
Thank you. Anything else? I see nothing. Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes.
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt. Mayor Williams.
Yes. Resolution number 3606 approved. We'll move to the next item, resolution number 3607.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council authorizing the city manager to advertise for bids to replace the roof at the library located in City Hall.
Mr. Miller.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, we didn't come through Hurricane Helene without unscathed. We had developed about 6 leaks in the library roof. And of course, it's important to have a roof system that works up there because we're protecting a lot of books in our sitting areas and our shelvings. So I put together a request for proposals or bids for a replacement roof for the library at 4,560 square feet and started advertising that today for a period of several weeks, and then will be placed before the city council at the first meeting in November for consideration for approval. I usually get your approval first, but I saw the need to get this thing moving right away. So we're sending out bids to those roofing companies that actually bid a year ago on the roof that was replaced over the city hall, council chambers, and the municipal court and jail. That was the same square footage. That cost was awarded to JDH in the amount of $42,081. So a year later, I'm not sure what these costs will be, but we did get one estimate coming in about $65,000. So that's about what we're looking for, a replacement roof for the library. Just asking for you to kind of endorse my decision to go ahead and get this thing advertised. You will be looking at awarding it at the first meeting in November.
Thank you, sir. Council, I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3607.
Resolution number 3607.
Second.
Have a motion to approve by Councilmember Witt and a second by Councilmember Tyler. Do we have any discussion? I have one. So with the reference to the hurricane, would that then allow us to apply for some FEMA dollars?
No, unfortunately, the county has to be certified in regard to damages and the cost to clean up, personnel costs, labor costs, vehicle equipment costs. Unfortunately, we didn't have anything that we could put in for in regard to damages that East Ridge sustained from Hurricane Helene. Police and fire didn't incur anything out of the ordinary, neither did streets, sanitation, or traffic control. So we got very fortunate that Helene, when it was supposed to come directly towards Chattanooga, at the last moment deviated to the east, and we got the west side of the storm, which was just rain and not as much as we felt we were going to get. And of course, we all know what happened in the North Carolina mountains, because that's where it went up and hit the Asheville area and just about demolished a lot of those small little cities in western North Carolina. So we got very lucky on that one.
Yes, we did. Just thought I would ask and see.
I know.
Okay, if no other questions, roll call, Ms.
Yeah, I
Miller.
got one.
Yes, sir.
People that, let's see, how do I want to put this? I know I talked to Mr. Miller about, we've had this part done, that part done, now we're having that part done. So we've got one more part that's done a long time ago. So,
I talked to our building maintenance. He went up, checked the roof, checked inside where we could in the administration section. Didn't find any indication of any leaks. We don't have any record which basically said when that roof was replaced. We believe that the one over the library was done somewhere in the late 2007, 8, or 9, or early 11, no further than 12. But we couldn't find anything on the administration. Now, administration is number one. It's double this 4560, so you're talking a lot larger roof area to cover. You're also talking about we've got to remove and lift off 2 very large AC units on top of the administration roof, as well as the gas line that's up there. We're going to have to shut the gas down and relocate that, put the new roof down. We figured that based on the cost of 65, we could be looking for anywhere from $120,000 to $150,000 for the main roof. We have $400,000 in the budget this year for building maintenance items that come about. I didn't want to decimate that amount by doing the main roof, so we agreed that I'm going to put that on for next year, budget the money in the budget for the roof over the administration for next year. They're a little concerned, we're starting to get 12 to 15,000 here, this 42,000. We've got another one coming up in regard to the HVAC unit, the 20-ton unit over at the community center. Our heat exchanger went out. That's a $12,000 cost. We have to do it. We're doing it now. And then we have a couple others that have come up. Building maintenance wise, we just have to do it. And I want to make sure that I don't go in the hole on that account because we can do that very easy. So we decided, again, to put this in the budget for next year to replace the roof over the administration building.
Anything else, sir? No. All right. Then, if nothing else, roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Haynes.
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Resolution number 3607 approved. That's the last item on the agenda, so we'll move into the discussion of the tentative agenda for October 24th. Under old business, we have ordinance number 1205. It'll be the second and final reading. An ordinance of the East Ridge City Council to amend the ordinance 1028, which has amended the East Ridge zoning ordinance number 481 by adding the additional section thereto, being section 111 of the Article 6 supplemental regulations and exceptions in the East Ridge zoning ordinance and amending the number of days for compliance with this ordinance. This is the one we just passed first reading. Is there any questions? I see none. The next item under old business is ordinance number 1210, which will be second and final reading. An ordinance of the East Ridge City Council to amend the zoning regulations and zoning map of the city of East Ridge, Tennessee, so as to rezone the property located at 4012 Bennett Road, tax map 168L-L-009 from R1 Residential District to C5 Neighborhood Commercial District. This would be second and final reading. We previously passed this, so is there any questions, council? I see none. Under new business, we have an unnumbered resolution approval of the Verizon contract. Ms. Qualls?
Yes, there's been just a slight change in charges, and so it was time to renew the contract. They already have the state contract and the federal government contract, Verizon. So as a local government, we're able to piggyback off of it.
Thank you, ma'am. Council, any questions? See none. The next item is an unnumbered resolution, approval of agreement with Park Ridge Medical Center to serve as medical health service provider and accept donation from Oak Bridge Insurance for $7,000 to help cover the cost. Ms. Hustleton.
Yes, Mayor, Council, this is bringing an agreement between Park Ridge East. They desire to provide social workers for the employees, first responders in East Ridge, to promote mental health awareness and improve the health status of those regardless of their ability to pay. Additionally, I believe our insurance broker has agreed to cover $7,000 of the cost for the first year. We limit that to 1 to 2 hours per week, which I believe we initially, we were thinking $7,000 would cover us for the whole year, and we're already 3 months into the budget, so we should still stay well under that $7,000.
Thank you, sir. Council, any questions? I see none. Thank you. The next item is an unnumbered resolution approval to replace guardrails at various locations in the city. Mr. Miller?
Yeah, we finally got some response from a guardrail company, and this one is Tennessee Guardrail. There are really only 2 companies in the state of Tennessee which are sanctioned and licensed to be able to put guardrail up. Not anybody can just go out there and buy some guardrail and put it up. We've got 4 areas which are in need of it: 314 Camp Jordan Parkway, 5401 Connell Street, 3501 Bennett Road, and Anderson Avenue at Altamont Street. So we're looking at guardrail for them. We've got a cost to replace that guardrail at a cost of about $26,000. However, there are some discrepancies in regard to unit costs that on those 4 locations by Tennessee Guardrail, so we're gonna have to get hold of the company and get that taken care of. So I don't know whether it's going to be more or less than that, but we'll have those figures in line for the next meeting of October 24th.
Thank you, sir. Council, do you have any question? I see none. The next item is an unnumbered ordinance, approval of revisions to the air pollution ordinance. This would be the first reading. Miller?
Yes, sir, thank you. Council could remember about a year ago, we did adopted an ordinance on air pollution ordinance for Hamilton County as well as the city of Chattanooga as well as all other cities so that we would have uniformity in the compliance with the air pollution requirements and standards as put out by EPA. They have several other minor revisions that air pollution, Chattanooga, Hamilton County Air Pollution Control Bureau wants to see initiated. They are on the second page of my agenda memorandum. They're very minor, basically pertain to excess emissions during periods of startup, shutdown, and malfunctions as directed by the U.S. EPA, and then one in regard to lowering of a national ambient air quality standard and the incorporation by the reference of the most current of various federal regulations. We talked about this the other day at our meeting with the Small Cities Coalition. We listened to the executive director talk to us about these very briefly, and all cities are going to move forward, as well as Hamilton County, in regard to adopting these. So this will be before the City Council for first reading at the October 24th meeting.
Thank you, sir. Council, any questions? I see none at this time. The next item is an unnumbered resolution, approval of a proposal for solid waste disposal services.
Okay, back in September 12th, the City Council authorized the city administration to go out and bid out the service through request for proposals. We went ahead and did that. We opened the bids today. They vary. They've increased from what we've been paying. But I will have a recommendation and any comments there too to the council for your consideration for award on October 24th, 2004.
Thank you, sir. Council, any questions? I see none. That is the last item on the tentative agenda. Is there any other business we should consider to add? I see none. I appreciate everyone attending tonight. We will call this meeting adjourned. Thank you.